Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or the notorious RBG as she's affectionately known by her fans and people all across the world, has gained quite a following after her death from cancer earlier this year. Now, in an interview with Katie Couric for Yahoo News on July 30th, 2014, Ginsburg commented about the nickname and its creator, and I quote, "She has created a wonderful thing with the notorious RBG." She also added, "I will have to admit, I had to be told by my law clerks, what's this notorious and what's it mean, and they explained that to me." Now, besides having arguably the coolest nickname in all of politics, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is also known for being a pioneer for women's rights and gender equality. Now, I might not look like your average feminist, but I am married to a very strong, independent woman and father to three very strong willed daughters. And before them, I will always stand up for women's rights and also equal and civil rights for all people. Now, I do believe that Ruth Bader Ginsburg positively impacted the lives of women in the United States and the world. And today I'm going to tell you about the life and accomplishments of the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, first of all, she was born in Brooklyn, much like the notorious B.I.G., in fact, except she was born on March 15th, 1933, to her mother and father, Nathan and Celia Bader. Ruth, or her name was Joan Ruth Bader, grew up in a low-income, working-class neighborhood in Brooklyn. She would later attend James Madison High School in Brooklyn, and the day before she was to graduate from high school, her mother would pass away. Ginsburg graduated from Cornell University with a bachelor's degree in 1954, finishing first in her class. She would later marry Martin Ginsburg, a law student, and they would move to Boston, where she would attend Harvard Law School in 1956, only one of 9 women in the class of more than 500 in the law school. She would eventually go on to become the first female member of the Harvard Law Review. While at Harvard, her husband would contract testicular cancer. He would not be able to attend his classes. Ruth would attend both her classes and her husband's classes, while also taking care of her husband and daughter at home. According to the biography.com website, Ginsburg's husband graduated from law school, and the two would move to New York City, where he would take a job there. Ruth would transfer to Columbia Law School, where she would be accepted into the Columbia Law Review as well. She would go on to graduate from Columbia University, first in her class, gaining her Juris Doctorate degree in 1959. After graduating, Ginsburg would not be able to find a job as a lawyer due to the fact that she was a woman, so she would take a job as a professor at Rutgers in their law department. According to the ALUC website, Ginsburg was co-founder of the Women's Rights Project, and she was a pioneer for women's rights throughout her distinguished career. While working at Rutgers, she led a group of women who were not being paid equal to their male counterparts, and they won the fight, and they all got significant raises. Now, I asked a question about women who had credit cards. A lot of you answered yes, and you can thank Ruth Bader Ginsburg for that. In 1974, she passed the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which, according to the website globalcitizen.org's article, 5 Laws Ruth Bader Ginsburg Championed to Support Gender Equality, which is written by Leah Rodriguez on September 21st, 2020, allowed women to apply for bank accounts, credit cards, and mortgages, which they were not allowed to before. While Ginsburg is well known for her women's rights, she also was a fierce proponent of equal and civil rights as well. She actually helped men to be able to qualify for survivor benefits, Social Security, which was allowed for only women before. Some accomplishments she had during her career. She was the only, and these I obtained from CNN website article, Ruth Bader Ginsburg Fast Facts, published on September 18th, 2020. Ginsburg was the only person and female to be recognized in both the Harvard and Columbia Law Review. She was only the second woman in the Supreme Court. She was nominated in 1993 by President Bill Clinton, becoming only the second woman ever on the Supreme Court. She's also inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in 2012 and received the American Bar Association's highest honor, the ABA Medal, in 2010. Now, I first learned about Ruth Bader Ginsburg when I was watching my favorite show, Saturday Night Live. Kate McKinnon did a impression of her, and I read about her, and I loved her. I watched the movie on the basis of Sex with My Family. We loved it, And I just became a fan of her for all that she stood for. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope you learned something today.